Wouldn't it be wonderful if life was just effortless and there was no need for us to really struggle through it and have all these things where we're kind of in resistance? Oh, wait a second. Yes, we can absolutely do that. In this video, I want to go over one of the crazy secrets in life, in the universe, that makes life just so much easier. So that's what we're going to go over coming up next. Hey there, my name is Dave and this is HeartSpace if you are new here, where I'm creating videos all of the time to really help you step into what you truly are, which in my eyes is a divine, infinite, co-creative being. And so in this video, again, we're going to go over a secret that many people don't know about, a law. And no, it's not the law of attraction that many people are not aware of, that just allows for you to contextualize life in a way that makes it so much more simple and easy and at times very, very effortless. In fact, the goal is to make it more flowy and more effortless more often. I'm going to go over what that is. Also, before we get started, check out my Instagram where I'm posting stuff every single day that's going to help you as well. I will have that linked down below. So we're going to go over a law that not a lot of people are actually aware of, funnily enough. You know, a lot of people think that the law of attraction is the primary law of the universe. And guess what? It's a very important law, but it actually is under the umbrella of an even more powerful and more dominating law of the universe, and that is the law of balance. Now, this may not be what you expect. You know, we hear about how balance and yin and yang and you have to balance things in your life, but sometimes we don't know why we are given that advice. You know, that we even hear other people saying, actually, no, you need to be obsessed and balance, you shouldn't have that. So I'm going to really go over what this law of balance means and why it is so crucial, that this is actually the way the universe works. And when you understand this primary law, this basically the main law of the universe, you can start utilizing it in your own life to serve you so that things are more effortless, more simple, more fun, more adventurous, and really more of what you want it to be versus struggle and resistance and things of that nature that most people fall into. So here is essentially how this law works. When anything is out of balance, or let's call it chaotic, in the outside world or even the inner world of anything, the universe will always go to balance this out. You can see this happening in nature all of the time. When certain things will happen, you'll see actual kind of what we call acts of God happening to balance certain imbalances out in the planet or on the planet. And this happens on a micro and a macro scale. So it also happens for us on a collective level and also an individual level. And this is important to know because a lot of people, again, they think it's just the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is a great way of explaining a little part of this, but there's so much more to it. And so here is how the law of balance actually works. You've heard me say on this channel before that the outer world follows the inner world. Essentially, things happen inwardly and then they balance out outwardly. You see, in the inner world, we can call this the energetic world, the quantum world. Things happen instantaneously. So if you feel a certain ways, for example, love, like the energy of love, the energy of abundance, the energy of gratitude, you are manifesting that energetically at that very moment. It's not that it has to take a long time before that, that manifests in the energetic world. It is happening in that moment in the energetic world. You are experiencing that here and now. But for something to manifest in the physical world, we have to understand that the physical world runs on different properties and the universe as a whole operates from the law of balance. This is actually going to explain a lot of why some people go like the law of attraction doesn't work, because ultimately the law of balance takes time. The law of balance balances out whatever the predominant energy is that you're giving off. So let me give you an example just to make this a little more clear. Let's say you want to be abundant. That's a very common one, right? You want more abundance in your life. And so you go watch some videos, maybe some of mine, someone else's, or you get some kind of teaching that says, well, if you want more physical abundance, you need to tap into the energy of abundance. And so you tap into the energy of abundance. Maybe you watch The Secret and you start asking for what you want. You're feeling pretty good, but wait a second, there's no abundance coming into your physical reality. And then you start to claim that, oh, well, this doesn't exist. You know, I don't have abundance, etc., etc. But you have to understand, the moment you feel abundant, the moment that you elicit that in the energetic realm, in the quantum realm, you are literally surrounded by abundance in that moment. And the universe is now waiting to see how it's going to balance you out. Because if your current paradigm, if your current energetic paradigm is one of lack, and this is how you tell if your energetic paradigm is one of lack. Look around you. Are you in lack? Does your physical world reflect lack or does it reflect abundance? The physical world is actually the history of your inner world. I'm going to say that again because it's actually a very profound thing to understand. The outer world is the history of your inner world. Because the outer world only manifests in the way that it does, comes about in the way it does for you specifically, when it has been maintained long enough in the inner world. And because it's been maintained long enough in the inner world, the universe, by the law of balance, has to bring it to you in the outer world. But there are two things that end up happening. One of two things. Let's say you are here. Again, let's say it's abundance. And you realize you want to be here. You're kind of in this place of lack and you're kind of in this wishy-washy place. You know, you may be doing a bit of law of attraction, all this other stuff, but you're kind of going like this, right? So you're here. And let's say you start doing the affirmations. You start feeling really good. Let's say you do it for a whole week. You're feeling really good. And for the majority of the time, you are energetically hooking in, energetically transmitting the energy of abundance, which means you'll be transmitting similar energies to love, gratitude, and things of that nature. So boom, you're up here, right? Your physical world is still down here. The material realm is here, but energetically for the last week, you're right here. So what we see here is an imbalance. There is an imbalance. What is another word for imbalance? Chaos. So here's what I want you to understand. It is almost impossible to create a new default up here without first it being chaotic in between. But here's what happens usually when the chaos comes, when the imbalance is felt by the person. Let's say it's a week later. Instead of staying strong and staying within their inner world and using the evidence of their inner world, they look at their outer world and say it's still down here. And you know what they do? Their energy comes back down to balance with this instead of maintaining this and allowing their outer world to come up to balance with this. This is a very profound thing to understand. So you're here now, a week into, let's say. The universe has to, by law, balance it one way or another. And there are only two ways for this to happen. Either you start looking at your outer world and go, why is it not matching my inner? And you come down and you get upset and you get, oh, this doesn't work, yada, 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 back to old story, boom. Now it's balanced. The universe doesn't care. The universe is like, now it's balanced. We have brought order from the chaos. Or you stay here. Things are a little chaotic in your outside world, but you know that the inner world is the real world. You know that your outer world is simply an imprint of what has been happening in your inner world in the past. It is the history of your inner world. So you know you can create a new history, a new outer world by staying here long enough. So you stay here and there's a bunch of chaos happening. It's all this chaos happening in your outer world. Why? Because for things to change, for things to get up here, things have to change. Things have to leave. Other things have to come in. So it's like, why are these seemingly, like I lost my job or I lost this relationship or whatever else? Because guess what? The person who's up here energetically has to let go of the things that would be energetic anchors that would cause you to be down here. So things are going to leave. Things are going to be chaotic. Things need to move around. But if you stay here long enough, and I'm going to give you the exact amount of time you need to stay here later in this video, so stay with me here. Stay with me because it's very crucial to understand. You stay here honoring the inner world. You're feeling the abundance and your outer world is kind of shifting and going crazy. But you stay in the inner world. You stay in the abundance. You keep in the majority of the time yourself in that energy that you want. You do the practices that keep you there despite the chaos. Maybe you feel the chaos a little bit, but you rebound and get right back to it. So you kind of start going, you're like, nope, honoring the inner world. By law, this will come to match. This will come to match. It takes longer, but it will come to match. Most of the time, because again, energy is instantaneous. You feel it for a week, instantaneously, a lot of people look at their physical reality, oh, it hasn't come up yet in a week, oh no, or 2 weeks even, oh no. They'll start feeling bad and they instantly go down here. Why? Instantaneous. The quantum realm works instantaneously. Boom, you're down there. But if you maintain it, this comes up. So if you radiate that new signature, that new energy out consistently for long enough, the universe has to balance it out by bringing you up. If you fall off and you just do it for a day or two, or you do it one day and not the next, then you're not going to bring this up. right? The outer world is your history. If you're looking at your outer world and you're like, it's beautiful, I have so many great things, so much to be grateful for, whatever it is, it's because you've already done that in the inner world long enough. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to be like that and have a physical world of their dreams or a physical world in which, is beautified without having a history of having done that in the inner world. It is impossible for that to really happen by law for the most part. There are tiny exceptions, but they're still not things you actually want to live. Still not great. However, if you stay in that inner place long enough, in that energy long enough, it has to come up. And this is where we come into what's called the quantum to Newtonian transition point. And this is a studied thing. This is something that has a ton of research. And it states that a concentrated level of particle flow, which just means energy flow in a particular direction, so on a particular energy in a particular direction, like a laser beam, for 6 to 8 weeks. I didn't say months, I didn't say years, I said 6 to 8 weeks of concentrated, focused particle flow, just means focusing your energy, staying in a certain energy for 6 to 8 weeks, leads to dramatic changes and results in the outer world. The quantum world is the energetic world to Newtonian. The quantum to Newtonian transition point. When it goes from the quantum world, the energetic world, to the physical Newtonian world, the transition point, when this energy you have been building materializes and matches in the outer world. 6 to 8 weeks for dramatic results. Guys, most people give up after a day, after an hour, after a week sometimes. If you stay in that energy, because the first sign of chaos, people balance themselves out by going down. But if you stay in that energy, you are literally changing the cells in your body to vibrate to a new energy. You are changing every part of your being energetically and also physically to vibrate at a new level that has to bring you opportunities, people, circumstances that match it if you stay with it. In fact, in the comments, put, I am using the quantum to Newtonian transition point to my advantage. When you understand this, and watch this video as many times as you need to understand this, because I'm telling you, understanding this and applying this will change your life. Literally, the physical reality you are seeing right now is a history of your inner world, of over the last 6 to 8 weeks or even longer of your inner world. And you can change. You can change. You can actually not even change. You can choose a new inner world, which will create a new projection, a new history, a new outer world for you. So I hope you've gotten some value from that. I didn't know how much of this I was going to give you. This is top level advanced stuff that I usually give clients. And we go deeper into it in my coaching calls, which you can actually sign up for. Sign up for a discovery call if you really want to go deep into this, be held accountable for this, and really over that 6 to 8 week period, make sure you're staying in it, because that's a lot of times a struggle for people. So book a discovery call and I'll see if and how I can help you. We'll see if we're a match and if coaching's right for you. But seriously, this is like so incredibly valuable to understand. It is how the universe works. And when you understand how that is, you can use it to your advantage to live the life you want to live. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed that. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Remember, you are loved. You live in a friendly universe. It's giving you the rules. You have the rules now that the universe wants you to know through me or through some other source. If you've heard this before, that's just going to help you live more of that fulfilled life you want to live. So thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to present this to you, and I'll see you in the next video.